Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur
And now Chapter 7, Unlimited Forms of Godhead.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda.
According to the Vaishnav Almanac, the 12 months of the year are named according to the 12 Vaikuntha forms of Lord Krishna, and these forms are known as the predominating deities for the 12 months. This calendar begins with the month of Margashirsha, which is equivalent to late October and early November. The remainder of November is known by Vaishnavas as Keshava. December is called Narayan, January is called Madhava, February is Govinda, March is Vishnu, April Sri Madhusudana, May Trivikram, June Vamana, July Sridhara, August Rishikesha, September Padmanabha, and early October is known as Damodar. The name Damodar was given to Krishna when he was bound by ropes by his mother, but the Damodar form in the month of October is a different manifestation. Just as the months of the year are known according to the 12 different names of the Supreme Lord, the Vaishnav community marks 12 parts of the body according to these names. For instance, the tilak mark on the forehead is called Keshava, and on the stomach, breast, and arms, the other names are also given. These are the same names as those given the months. The 4 forms, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, are also expanded in the Vilas Murti. These are 8 in number, and their names are Purushottama, Achyuta, Nrsimha, Janardhan, Hari, Krishna, Adhokshaja, and Upendra. Out of these 8, Adhokshaja and Purushottama are the Vilas forms of Vasudeva. Similarly, Upendra and Achyuta are the forms of Sankarshan. Nrsimha and Janardhan are the forms of Pradyumna, and Hari and Krishna are the Vilas forms of Aniruddha. This Krishna is different from the original Krishna. These 24 forms are known as the Vilas manifestation of the Prabhav four-handed form, and they are named differently according to the position of the symbolic representations, mace, disc, lotus flower, and conch shell. Out of these 24 forms, there are Vilas and Vaibhav forms. Names mentioned herein, such as Pradyumna, Trivikram, Vamana, Hari, and Krishna, are also different in features. Then, coming to the Prabhav Vilas of Krishna, including Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, there are a total of 20 further variations. All of these have Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky and are situated in 8 different directions. Although each of them is eternally in the spiritual sky, some of them are nonetheless manifest in the material world also. In the spiritual sky, all the planets dominated by the Narayan feature are eternal. The topmost planet in the spiritual sky is called Krishna Loka and is divided into 3 different portions: Gokul, Mathura, and Dwarka. In the Mathura portion, the form of Keshava is always situated. He is also represented on this earthly planet. In Mathura, India, the Keshava Murti is worshipped, and similarly there is a Purushottama form in Jagannath Puri in Orissa. In Anandaranya, there is the form of Vishnu, and in Mayapur, the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, there is the form of Hari. Many other forms are also situated in various places on the earth. Not only in this universe, but in all other universes as well, the forms of Krishna are distributed everywhere. It is indicated that this earth is divided into 7 islands, which are the 7 continents, and it is understood that on each and every island there are similar forms, but at the present moment these are found only in India. Although from Vedic literatures we can understand that there are forms in other parts of the world, at present there is no information of their location. The different forms of Krishna are distributed throughout the universe to give pleasure to the devotees. It is not that devotees are born only in India. There are devotees in all parts of the world, but they have simply forgotten their identity. These forms incarnate not only to give pleasure to the devotee, but to re-establish devotional service and perform other activities which vitally concern the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some of these forms are incarnations mentioned in the scriptures, such as the Vishnu incarnation, Trivikram incarnation, Nrsimha incarnation, and Vamana incarnation. In the Siddhartha Samhita, there is a description of the 24 forms of Vishnu, and these forms are named according to the position of the symbolic representations in their 4 hands. When one describes the positions of objects in the hands of the Vishnu Murti, one should begin with the lower right hand, then move to the upper right hand, upper left hand, and finally to the lower left hand. In this way, Vasudeva may be described as being represented by mace, conch shell, disc, and lotus flower. Sankarshan is represented by mace, conch shell, lotus flower, and disc. Similarly, Pradyumna is represented by disc, conch shell, mace, and lotus flower. Aniruddha is represented by disc, mace, conch shell, and lotus flower. In the spiritual sky, the representations of Narayan are 20 in number and are described as follows. Sri Keshava, flower, conch shell, disc, mace. Narayan, conch, flower, mace, and disc. Sri Madhava, mace, disc, conch, and flower. Sri Govinda, disc, mace, flower, and conch. Vishnu Murti, mace, flower, conch, and disc. Madhusudana, disc, conch, flower, and mace. Trivikram, flower, mace, disc, and shell. Sri Vamana, conch, disc, mace, and flower. Sridhara, flower, disc, mace, and shell. Rishikesha, mace, disc, flower, and conch. Padmanabha, shell, flower, disc, and mace. Damodar, flower, disc, mace, and shell. Purushottama, disc, flower, shell, and mace. Achyuta, mace, flower, disc, and shell. Nrsimha, disc, flower, mace, and shell. Janardhan, flower, disc, shell, and mace. Sri Hari, shell, disc, flower, and mace. Sri Krishna, shell, mace, flower, and disc. Adhokshaja, flower, mace, shell, and disc. And Upendra, shell, mace, disc, and flower. According to the Hayashirsha Pancharatra, there are 16 forms, and these forms are named differently according to the situations of the disc and mace. The conclusion is that the supreme original personality of Godhead is Krishna. He is called Lila Purushottama, and he resides principally in Vrindavan as the son of Nanda. It is also learned from the higher Shirsha Pancharatra that there are 9 forms protecting each of the 2 Puris known as the Mathura Puri and the Dwarka Puri. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha protect 1, and Narayan, Nrsimha, Hayagriva, Varaha, and Brahma protect the other. These are different manifestations of the Prakash and Vilas forms of Lord Krishna. Lord Chaitanya also informs Sanatan Goswami that there are different forms of Svamsha as well, and these are divided into the Sankarshan division and the Incarnation division. From the first division come the 3 Purusha avatars, the Karanodakashayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And from the other division come the Lila avatars, such as the Lord's incarnations as a fish, tortoise, etc. There are 6 kinds of incarnations. 1. The Purusha Avatara. 2. The Lila Avatara. 3. The Guna Avatara. 4. The Manvantara Avatara. 5. The Yuga Avatara. And 6. The Shakyavesha Avatara. Out of the 6 Vilas manifestations of Krishna, there are 2 divisions based on his age, and these are called Balya and Poganda. As the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna in his original form enjoys both of these childhood aspects, namely Balya and Poganda. It is thus safe to conclude that there is no end to the expansions and incarnations of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya explains some of them to Sanatan just to give him an idea of how the Lord expands and enjoys. These conclusions are also confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, verse 26. There it is said that there is no limit to the incarnations of the Supreme Lord, just as there is no limit to the waves of the ocean. Krishna first incarnates as the 3 Purusha avatars, namely the Mahavishnu or Karanodakashayi avatara, the Garbhodakashayi avatara, and the Kshirodakashayi avatara. This is confirmed in the Satvata Tantra. Krishna's energies can also be divided into 3: his energy of thinking, feeling, and acting. When he exhibits his thinking energy, he is the Supreme Lord. When he exhibits his feeling energy, he is Lord Vasudeva. When he exhibits his acting energy, he is Sankarshan Balaram. Without his thinking, feeling, and acting, there would be no possibility of creation. Although there is no creation in the spiritual world, for there the planets are beginningless, there is creation in the material world. In either case, however, both the spiritual and material worlds are manifestations of the energy of acting in which Krishna acts in the form of Sankarshan and Balaram. The spiritual world of the Vaikuntha planets and Krishna Loka, the supreme planet, is situated in his energy of thinking. Although there is no creation in the spiritual world, which is eternal, it is still to be understood that the Vaikuntha planets depend on the thinking energy of the Supreme Lord. This thinking energy is described in Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 2, where it is said that the supreme abode, known as Goloka, is manifested like a lotus flower with hundreds of petals. Everything there is manifested by Ananta, the Balaram or Sankarshan form. The material cosmic manifestation and its different universes are manifest through Maya or material energy. However, one should not think that material nature or material energy is the cause of this cosmic manifestation. Rather, it is caused by the Supreme Lord, who uses his different expansions through material nature. In other words, there is no possibility of any creation without the superintendence of the Supreme Lord. The form by which the energy of material nature works to bring about creation is called the Sankarshan form, and it is understood that this cosmic manifestation is created under the superintendence of the Supreme Lord. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 46, Verse 31, it is said that Balaram and Krishna are the origin of all living entities, and that these two personalities enter into everything. A list of incarnations is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, and they are as follows. 1. Kumaras, 2. Narad, 3. Varaha, 4. Matsya, 5. Yagya, 6. Naranarayan, 7. Kardami Kapila, 8. Dattatreya, 9. Hayashirsha, 10. Hangsa, 11. Dhruva Priya or Prishni-garbha, 12. Rishabha, 13. Prithu, 14. Nrsimha, 15. Kurma, 16. Dhanvantari, 17. Mohini, 18. Vamana, 19. Bhargava or Parasuram, 20. Raghavendra, 21. Vyasa, 22. Pralambadi Balaram, 23. Krishna, 24. Buddha, 25. Kalki. Because almost all of these 25 Leela avatars appear in one day of Brahma, which is called a kalpa, they are sometimes called kalpa avatars. Out of these, the incarnation of Hangsa and Mohini are not permanent, but Kapila, Dattatreya, Rishabha, Dhanvantari, and Vyas are 5 eternal forms, and they are more celebrated. The incarnations of the tortoise Kurma, the fish Matsya, Naranarayan, Varaha, Hayashirsha, Prishni-garbha, and Balaram are considered to be incarnations of Vaibhav. Similarly, there are 3 Guna avatars, or incarnations of the qualitative modes of nature, and these are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of the Manvantara avatars, there are 14. 1. Yagya, 2. Vibhu, 3. Satyasena, 4. Hari, 5. Vaikunta, 6. Ajita, 7. Vamana, 8. Sarvabhauma, 9. Rishabha, 10. Vishvaksena, 11. Dharmasetu, 12. Sudama, 13. Yogeshvara, 14. Brihadbhanu. Out of these 14 Manvantara avatars, Yagya and Vamana are also Leela avatars, and the rest are Manvantara avatars. These 14 Manvantara avatars are also known as Vaibhava avatars. The 4 Yuga avatars are also described in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Satya Yuga, the incarnation of God is white. In the Treta Yuga, he is red. In the Dvapara Yuga, he is blackish. And in the Kali Yuga, he is also blackish. But sometimes, in a special Kali Yuga, his color is yellowish, as in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As far as the Shakyavesha avatars are concerned, they include Kapila and Rishabha, Ananta, Brahma, sometimes the Lord himself becomes Brahma, Chatusana, the incarnation of knowledge, Narad, the incarnation of devotional service, King Prithu, the incarnation of administrative power, and Parashuram, the incarnation who subdues evil principles.